Hey, what's up, y'all? Alonzo here. I just want to talk about some Dogelon Mars, and man, I'm going to tell you that the excitement is brewing because every time I take a look at these charts, one of my tokens is just hitting a 10% increase on the daily, 25%. I've even seen a 40% increase on the daily, man, and that's on these altcoins. So I know that all season has to be upon us because when it's like this, there is money to be made. And I know Bitcoin is doing some amazing things, but when you start looking at these alts and they start popping off at 40% on the day, you start seeing them 2x's and things like that. We know that altcoin season is here, guys. So look, I want to talk about some Dogelon Mars because it is one of my OG tokens, one of the ones that I've been holding since the very beginning and will continue to do so. But my YouTube journey into crypto started with Dogelon Mars, for those of you that don't know. So I've been around from the very beginning, pretty close to it until now. So I've seen a lot. But let's talk about this before we get into Dogelon Mars. I wanted to point out that my X profile got suspended I don't know, about 6 months ago, 4 months ago. So I opened this one up at the Alonzo group. So this is actually me. I haven't started messing with it, but when I do, we'll get all the bells and whistles and everything. So if you want to follow, cool. But let's talk about Dogelon Mars. Check this out. You got to go straight to the source, man, to find out what's going on, because I heard positive things, I heard negative things, but let's talk about these issues and we're going to address them here one by one. One of the main things that I can say about Dogelon Mars is that we've come so far. I remember when this was just a token and a meme token at that, right? And it was just doing its thing, and then it ended up making me a whole bunch of money because I was there for that first initial spike. And since then, we've had some off and on with it, right? But the Dogelon Mars team has always delivered, no matter what I'm doing. If I get distracted and I'm not creating content and I'm out here selling real estate, or I'm out here going through all the things that I went through with my child custody, I ended up getting married. It doesn't matter what I do. But when I come back, the fact is that Dogelon Mars has improved and has delivered on its promises. It doesn't matter what it is. But here's one of them, man. The metaverse is here, guys. And I have logged in here and I'm going to play for a little bit so you guys can go check it out. And here I am. Let's go see how this looks. I know some of you guys have been playing this for a while, but look, let's check out some usernames here. See if you recognize yourself. See what we see. But look, there's KCoin, all right? And I'm going to tell you something about that. Remember that building, because there is $20,000 up for grabs. And I'm going to show you about that. But look, you guys can come over here and play this yourself and enjoy it. Like I said, I entered as a guest. I don't know if you enter through Telegram, if there's anything else, but people are definitely building in here. And it is here, guys. The metaverse is here. I remember when we were checking out the post a few months back. If you weren't around back then, you could go check out the last few videos that I posted on Dogelon Mars. We would keep tabs on everything, and it was only a select few people that got to play. But now you can go to play.dogelonmars.com and you could enjoy playing this as well. But look, this is what I wanted to point out about their latest post here. It says, I see the threads that weave the fabric of life so clearly, the wires connecting the framework of our reality, digital dimensions built upon one another. I am one with all. Now let me blow this up here, man, because we, from the beginning, the OG holders, we know that we started off with something like this. And this has grown and blossomed into something humongous like this. And it's only going to continue to grow. This is one of the most dedicated teams. And that is why I always come back to Dogelon Mars. It doesn't matter what other token has shown up or what other thing has come about. This team has delivered since day one, and they continue growing and pushing forward, man. So when you see me always talking about Dogelon Mars, it is for that reason, man. They are on the grind, and I support that, man. I support that. I really do. You know how many tokens there are that it's the nice shiny object for the month or for the year, and then it falls off and you never hear from it again. But you know what? Dogelon Mars continues to build. And here's one of the main things that I wanted to point out about the KuCoin building in there. It says snap a selfie at the KuCoin building in the Dogelon Mars world for a chance to win up to $20,000 in ELON, man. So, man, y'all better take advantage of it. Come over here to their X profile and go find out all the rules, man. But to be honest, man, KuCoin has over time has been my favorite platform, man. That's one of the platforms that made me a lot of money in the past, and if I could use it here in the United States, I definitely would, man. It would be my top choice, man, because it was just so easy to use. So if you're anywhere in the world where you can access KuCoin, I would make an attempt to use it, man, because it is great. I'll take that call later, guys, but check this out. Here's the other thing, man. I heard one of the comments or one of the videos that I saw, because I did a little bit of research before I jumped on here, and they were talking about that the great burn never happened, that Dogelon Mars never delivered on that. Well, look, sometimes you got to shift your perspective, because in my eyes, they have. Look, Fun Fact Friday, this is from July 18th. Rufus Layer 2 by Caldera, powered by Arbitrum, burns ELON tokens for every transaction on chain. Apps built on Rufus are encouraged to use ELON token burning as a systemic incentive mechanism. The Metaverse is one example of such a system. That is a tremendous accomplishment, guys. This is a great burn, guys. And if you're thinking that maybe with X amount we're going to be snapped out of existence, I don't know if that happened, right? I don't know. But this right here is definitely a burn mechanism that did not exist before. Some people want, results overnight. I'm one of those people that I'm patient with my investments. That's why when Dogelon Mars continues to deliver over time, I know that the price will catch up to it at one point, and I want to be there loading my bags. There's plenty of Dogelon Mars ELON tokens for you to load your bag up sufficiently for when the moment comes that it does, or that burning mechanism has burned off enough, or that catalyst just happens and it just propels this forward. You're going to be holding heavy of enough bag that if you did pull $1 million out of it, it's not going to damage the chart in any way. I remember a few months ago, I don't know, maybe last December, November, I remember that it had done, November, it had done like a 6x in one day. It just was from one day to the other, 6x, man. And a lot of people made a whole bunch of money. See, you've got to be in position, right, to make the money. So when you're seeing a project that's delivering and continuing to build, you know that moment's going to show up, right? You just got to be prepared. And that's why I've been holding Dogelon Mars so long, because early on in the beginning, I made so much money with it when it did. I don't know, I think it was like a 16x or something like that. It was a ridiculous amount. I had put a little bit that turned into a whole bunch. So I imagine that now moving forward, there will be similar opportunities. So it's all about choosing which token. The shiny object may deliver at some point, but then it'll fizzle away, right? But then you've got projects like Dogelon Mars that continue to build and progress that are going to give you moments over time. So with that said, guys, I believe that alt season is upon us. I believe that we're barely at the tip of the iceberg of this crypto market. I think that we're going to see so many things. And as we enter the second half of the year here, be prepared. position yourself to win, and that's when you'll see the win. Because while people are sitting here not really paying attention, the ones that play the game have been loading up, and when the charts top out, those are the ones that are going to be walking away with the bags, guys. So you guys have a good one. Like, subscribe, and share so we can get this everywhere. And as always, if you ain't got no Dogelon Mars, get you some.